Hello, Nigel here with you again, Nigel's Modelling Bench. So, as you guessed by the title of this video, we're doing another kit review. It's not a full kit review, it's because it's of the Verifier Yamato in 1/350th scale. Now, if I remember, I'll put the links in the video down below with description in the description below this video, and I'll put descriptions of what each video is. I've done quite a few concerning this subject because basically there are three versions of this kit from Verifier. There is the standard kit, which is all plastic, one sheet of photo etch and some anchor chain, I think. And then there's the advanced kit, which is basically the same kit with the same plastic and the same photo etch, same instructions. It's the same box and everything. It's just got a sticker on it that says advanced. And that one has some metal parts and some 3D printed resin, a load of photo etch and a wooden deck, and I've done a full review of that kit, which, as I say, will be in the description below this video. And then on top of that, you've got the accessory set that you can add to the advanced kit if you want, and that is basically all of the resin out of the Deluxe kit. Now today I'm going to do a review of the Deluxe kit. I'm not going to show through the plastic again because you can see all that from the video posted down below of the advanced kit. So when I did the advanced kit review, it's a two-parter because it's such an amazing kit. It's massive in part count. So basically it's a two-parter. So have a look on there if you haven't seen the kit before, and you'll see how beautiful this is. In my opinion, this is the best injection molded Yamato kit we've ever had. It is stunning, and a lot of things that people say are inaccurate on other kits are sorted on here. Price wise, if you go to tigerhobbies.co.uk, who are the importer for Verifier, you will find that the actual plastic kit, the plastic kit on its own, is about £120 or £130. The advanced kit, crazily, is £149.95. So for an extra £20, you're getting a wooden deck, 5 sheets of photo etch, 3D printed resin and turned brass parts. It's a no-brainer. The only thing I will say, I do know, and I've mentioned this before, and I'm not trying to do a sales pitch, this is fact. They got the price wrong. But because I announced the price and everything on here, Gary has decided to hold the price, £149.95. You can go over there. You can't pre-order on Tiger Hobbies, but what you can do is go over there and express your interest. And as soon as it comes in stock, you'll be notified. Then on top of that, as I'm showing you today, you've got the Deluxe kit. Now the Deluxe kit is basically the bee's knees, and it just keeps getting better. I've also mentioned before, Verifier keep improving their products to the extent where they'll add 3D printed resin parts that aren't even in the instructions. So you've got to go through your kit, see what you've got as far as extras goes. Don't worry, the plastic will remain the same, the instructions will remain the same, that will all be fine. But they will put, like for example, in the new Deluxe kit, you will get 3D printed paravanes, whereas in the old kit you don't. In the old Deluxe kit you don't. So the new ones that are coming over on the ship right now, I think will have all the extra resin in. I say I think because I've got to cover my own back. And you said it would have the resin in, it hasn't. So I'm assuming, because I've just got the latest kit here, I'm assuming that the latest kit that Gary's getting will be the same, because his were shipped about the same time as mine. But because obviously I bought one kit and he's bought a million kits, the shipping time is a bit different. The other two things I wanted to say regarding the shipping, and then we'll look at the kits. As a lot of you will know, the pound has taken a big hit financially. Well, all currencies have against the dollar, and as a result, everything is going to cost a lot more money. So it would be, to me, quite obvious. Okay, I won't say any more than that, but to me, it would be quite obvious that suppliers or distributors will stop purchasing. Because if you think about it, you know, say a distributor pays £200 for a kit today, next week or last week, next week it'll be £240, and they can only sell it for a set amount, a set cost. So if they then put their cost up to reflect the extra £40 they've had to pay for it, and then in 6 months' time somebody else goes and buys some, then their price is going to be back to the old price, and they've got a load of stock they can't sell or sell at a loss. So distributors don't want to take that gamble. I know that for a fact. Well, I don't know for a fact. It just seems to make makes sense, doesn't it? You know, if you needed tires for your car, and the tires you've got have got about 4,000 miles left in them, if you know you could get them for £100 cheaper in 3 weeks' time, would you buy them today? No, is the answer. So that's basically what it is. So only two things will happen here. Either the prices will go up or the stocks will get very, very low. And on the subject of low stocks, I know for a fact, because I've asked Gary, he's told me that all of his stock of the DX kit, because as I said, he's the importer and distributor for Verifier, all of his stock that he's got coming in has been taken up by his retailers. So if you look around his retailers like Scale Model Shop, I think Model Shop Leads, anyone that sells Verifier kits, in the UK, they are 99% sure they're getting them from Gary over at Tiger Hobbies. So yeah, Gary won't have any of the DX kit, but his retailers will. But I do know that he's going to have some of the advanced kit because it's an absolute bargain. And if you're considering the Verifier versus border model, go take a look at, again, I'll put a link below. Sen Navy's doing a comparison. He's done video reviews of all three kits. He's done hull build comparisons, turret gun build comparisons, and the Verifier is coming out on top in price, accuracy, quality, buildability, everything. Okay, the border model has loads and loads of 3D printed resin, which makes building a little bit easier because you don't have brass barrels and stuff to worry about. But the thing is, you've got to think about how fragile all those bits will be. They've also got a lot of railings moulded onto parts, which they look a bit too chunky to me. And also the thing I noticed from Sen Navy when he came to make up the crane for lifting the planes and the boats on the rear deck, on the flight deck, should I say, there's no bending, there's no etch lines in the photo etch. So when you try and fold it, it's not impossible because there's no lines, there's no weak point for the photo etch to fold on. Whereas the Verifier one was absolutely beautiful. So and then when you look at price, this is a hell of a lot cheaper than the Tamiya one for what I consider is a much better kit. The Tamiya kit is beautiful. My version of it is all over the place. It's full of sink marks. It's terrible. But I know that Plastic Monkey got one and his was lovely. So that's all the luck of the draw, I think. But anyway, let's stop waffling. So here's the advanced kit that I talked about before that I showed you. And you can see down on there, there's a sticker down here and it says advanced. And that is literally stuck on. So basically, this is the plastic kit and then the extra bits are put in to make it into the advanced kit. So don't think you're going to get, you know, ripped off with a rubbish hull or rubbish superstructure or whatever in the standard kit. It's exactly the same in all three kits, the plastic. It's just that the other three kits come with extras. And then here, on top of that, we have got Dottie down below me here, as usual. I've got to make sure I don't crush her, and I've got a very weak right arm. And here we have the Deluxe kit. So this is the Deluxe kit. Now, for some reason, I can show you both of these. There we go. For some reason, they've changed the box art. You can see it's a different box art now. I don't know why they've done that, but they have. They've also made a very small change to the instructions, as in the painting guide is now on the instructions rather than a great big sheet. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, the box is exactly the same size, the materials are the same, the packaging is the same. There is some more 3D printed resin that you didn't get a little while back. I should imagine that will just keep happening. They just keep adding and adding and adding little bits and pieces to it. But you've got extra searchlights, extra, I'm not sure what they're called, but the stands with the scopes on that they look at, the search things, like the binoculars they look through. You get a load of them extra, and the baravanes, and I think a couple of winches as well. But we'll go through that and I'll show you what extras you get. In fact, I don't need to show you that because you can see that if you look back. Again, I'll link the video down below. It's going to be a long list of videos down below. I recently did a video review of the extras kit that you can get. That's only currently available on eBay from Verifier. There's a link below that video. If you go and watch that video of the resin, there's a link below that video that tells you where you can get it. It's about $75, so it's not too bad at all really for what you get. It's a lot of resin. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to the bench and I'll show you what we've got in these boxes. Well, I'll show you what we've got in this box. The box below has already been seen. See you in a minute. Okay, here we are then at the bench. Right, so as I said, we've got standard kit. Completely forget that one for today. We've got the advanced version and we've got the DX version, and today we're going to be concentrating on the DX version, but I'm going to show you what you're getting over the advanced version, because as I say, the standard kit is £130, I think. The advanced kit is £150 and the DX kit is £270. So when you've seen this, you'll see the fantastic value in the advanced kit and why it's worth buying. And then even if you decide to go and buy the extra resin for $75 off eBay with the link I've put down below, then, and I'm not affiliated at all, I make nothing out of that, and everything I'm showing you today is what I bought with my own money. It's not, there's no gifts or anything here. So basically, I'll show you what you're getting over and above, and it's not a lot. But if you go and buy what's $75 today, about, say it's £60, so the advanced kit and the other is going to cost you £210 over $269.99. So, you know, you pay your money, you take your choice. You're getting less metal parts and slightly less photo etch. That's the only difference, and that's what I want to show you today. So, if we do a quick comparison, advanced kit, we have the old artwork on the instructions. I don't know why they changed that. We have the standard kit instructions, which are very nicely done. The only downside to these, it doesn't tell you how many to make. It doesn't tell you how many to make of each. So if you've got the Tamiya kit, go through the instructions and you'll see how many to make of each, and then just make a note. And then when you know, let me know. So there we go. So as I say, that's the standard kit instructions. And when you look at the call outs, you can see that down here you've got some metal chain, some photo etch, some decals, and that's it. You get all that in all three kits. You don't not get that just because you've bought the DX kit. So there we go. So that's the advanced version, and that's what you're getting over and above the plastic kit and what I've just shown you. So you've got 5 sheets of PE, a wooden deck, some resin parts, and some turned brass. Okay, so there we go. Now if you go to the DX kit, put those instructions to one side. If we go for the DX kit, you can see the instructions, if you buy a new one, have the later artwork on. And I believe this later artwork is going to show you getting the extra resin pieces, which I'll show you at the end. But basically you've got exactly the same instructions internally, but now we've got the colour callouts are on the back of the book, rather than with the advanced version. You get a huge great sheet for that, but you can see it's exactly the same, it's just reduced in size. It's obviously cost reduction. So we don't need it that big, do we? I mean, really, it's grey and red, isn't it? So, I mean, you know. So, yeah, you've got the same instructions. So we can put those to one side. This is where the difference comes. Okay? Now, if you ignore the photo etch for a minute and just concentrate on the described metal parts, I'm going to show you all these in the flesh. You can see we have a lot less in the advanced version that we do in the actual DX version. You can see you've got in here you've got these bits, which are the I can never remember what they're called. I'm sure somebody will tell me. It's what they tie the ropes around or run the ropes through, past or whatever. So you can see you've got those extra bits there. We also have the short metal barrels. We have the 155s. We have the 127s. And we've obviously got the main guns. Now you're getting a lot more masked parts in here. So we've got ensign staffs, which we've got in the advanced, but then we don't have masked J. Yes, we do. Masked I. We don't have L, M, or N, or swinging booms. Okay, yes, we do. We have L, M, and N. We just don't have any swinging booms in the advanced version. So other than those bits and the swinging booms, the metal parts are the same by the look of it. And then when it comes to the resin parts, you'll see here's the major difference. So here's the resin parts that you've got in the advanced kit. All right, so you've got your blast bags for your 155s and your 460. You've got your radars, some vents, crane part, funnel parts, 40cm searchlights, some vents there, 127mm gas water blast bags, and the main mast part. Now here you can see we've got lots and lots of resin. If you want to see all this in detail, as I say, I've done a review. I'll put a link down below. I did a review a couple of weeks ago, and it's called the Resin Extra Set or something it's called. I can't remember now. I should have looked before I started recording. but you're getting a lot of extra resin parts in here. You've got all the sandbags, you've got all your guns here, all the gun turrets, we've got machine guns, we've got windlasses, we've got searchlight regulators, fire control units, we've got mounts, searchlights, you've even got extra searchlights on top of this, and you've also got those lights and then some others again, which I'll show you in a minute. You've got your triple machine gun mounts, you've got your triple machine guns themselves, you know, lots and lots of extra resin. So my objective here in this video is to show you the differences. And here, this is where I did a video called an error control video or something, where I made a mistake. I thought that the photo etch in both kits was the same. You just didn't get this additional sheet at the end, but it's not. If you go back and see my video, you'll see that I think it's only fret C. I think it's only, yeah, fret C. You can see on here, all of these say advanced version, but this one's just says Yamato. And all of these just say Yamato. So where it says advanced version, there is a difference. Where it just says Yamato, they're the same. And what you will spot is, like on here, on the B fret, we've got lots of little pieces over here, which are on this one here. And they're not even mentioned in the instructions, but they're the little ladder rails, the little rails for walking up the side of the ship and up the side of the superstructure and stuff. Whereas when you look at the B fret here, all this end looks pretty much the same. But you've got all these discs, and all these discs are all the grip areas, the floors underneath the guns that you don't get in the advanced set. So there's a few extra bits of photo etch in here. I mean, if you want to sort of freeze frame this, I can hold it up to the camera, and then you can sort of screenshot it, and then you can do a comparison yourself to see what you think you're going to go for. So that's the DX. The DX is in the black, and the yellow is the advanced. So you can see there, if you want to screenshot that, so you can actually see the difference yourself. But it's too much obviously to go through in a video. Wooden decks are exactly the same. Something I did notice on Sen Navy's channel, he got the advanced kit and it didn't have 3M on the back of the wooden deck, but mine does, and he assumed that when you get the DX kit you get the 3M, and if you get a standard kit you don't, or the advanced kit you don't. I've got the advanced kit and the DX, and they've both got the 3M, so that's just the look of the draw. So basically you can see the difference there. The DX kit has 2 pages of extras, the advanced kit only has 1. So we'll put that one to one side. So let's have a look in here at what we're getting over and above. Let's not forget as well how lovely the plastic is in the kit. I can get the, if I can get it out. This is actually the advanced, come out please. This is actually the advanced kit, but they're all the same. But I don't know if you can see this detail, but the hull, it's got all this raised rivet. It's the finest rivet detail I've ever seen, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It really is very, very nice indeed. The degaussing cable's nice, beautifully moulded with all the clamps on. The degaussing cable on the Tamiya kit is literally just a line. I see no point in replacing this whatsoever. If you want to replace it on the Tamiya kit, great, but it only comes in lengths about this long and you have loads of joins in it, and it's not shaped, you have to shape it yourself. We've got these square areas here where those extractor fans are, but and the plating I think is maybe it's slightly overscale, but it's beautiful. One thing that is a major difference, and something I must do, is build one of these hulls so I can show you how it goes together. But the whole base comes back and up to here. So instead of having like the Tamiya kit, it all just ends up with this one. The whole sheeting comes up like this. It's like feathers coming up. Go and have a look at Sen Navy's channel, you'll see what I mean. I don't know which is correct. Who could argue, because all the drawings were destroyed, weren't they? So who knows? But the one thing I do know is that with this, the hull is in 2 sides and a belly. With the Tamiya kit, you've got the hull and then the forward section is separate. So you've got a seam line, and then you've got a seam line going underneath, and then all of this is built up in stages. It's ridiculous, and it's all screwed together, and you've got seams literally. I mean, the deck's got separate panels that drop in to cover screw holes, and it's just pathetic. It really is. I mean, It's not like me to knock Tamiya, but I think they really went overboard on that. It's just pathetic. It's stupid. You know, why do you need all those parts to have a 3/50th scale ship display model? I just don't get it. But I guess it makes them put the price up. I don't know. It's just stupid. And if you get the border model kit, then you've got seam lines because it's molded in 2 halves. You've got shut lines where the slide molding's done and the shut lines don't match up at all. Again, go look at Send Navy's channel. You'll see what I mean. So we can see here when you go into this DX kit, this is the DX, isn't it? Yes, it is. So you can see we've got the actual plastic parts here for the 155mm guns, and then we've got to drill holes for certain ones. Now be careful, because don't drill both of them, because they're both different. They've got different masts on the top. Masts. You can see that this one is different than that one. Okay, so be careful there. I also think there is an error. I have a feeling that one of these rods here should go more up on that angle. I mentioned that before, but something you can look into and just replace it with a bit of brass rod or something. If it's not long enough, it should be long enough actually, because as you go up, it's going up the angle, isn't it? So there's all your bits, and you've got the strengthening panels going up the barbettes and everything, and you've got these grills going on. Very, very nice indeed. And then coming over here, we've got the 127mm guns. This is all resin. This is not all resin. You can see this is the plastic. You've got the pink parts there for the resin. Okay, but then here they're showing the resin as grey, and it's actually not. It is grey, but they should be showing it as pink, so you can see which is resin and which is plastic. So again, you need to really, really study these instructions, because you can see here, there you go, Type 89 127mm AA gun, 6 of them, 129mm AA gun. So you can see they should be showing this as resin, but it's not. It's showing it as plastic. And then you've got your main turrets here. You've got all these little bits on here. These bits of brass on here you don't need to add if you don't want to. They're for calibrating the guns, so you may decide not to add those. And then you've got your blast bags. You've got your resin periscopes. They call it Part B. You don't get those in the advanced version. And obviously you've got your metal barrels. And then here you've got all your ladders going around and all the railings around the top. So here we've got the triple machine guns. Triple the machine guns. And that's all in resin as well. So you can see they are 25mm guns. There you are, Part A and Part B. Okay, so that's all very nice. And then coming over the page here, we have our gun directors. Okay, gun director A, gun director B, fire control with all the railings and everything around them. And then you can see we've got machine guns here with the little seats and everything. So telling you it's kit part IT4. And then you've got little photo etch parts going on there. And then we've got a railing going around here, going onto this big radar area. And all these gussets going up underneath. Loads of those little gussets, look, they're showing you there how to put them. And then here we've got the railings going around the periscope. Okay, and then we've got that mask, that funny looking mask going out there. We've got all this photo etch, all the photo etch on top and below. And then all that there, you've got the lanyard sticking out there. And then all those railings around there, loads and loads and loads of photo etch, you can see. Tons and tons and tons of it. And then you've got all those resin parts as well. Okay, you've got your 60cm searchlights, more on them in a minute. And you can see here they're assembling them. You've got Part A, Part B, and then you've got a photo etch hand wheel on the side and a photo etch grill over the cover, over the front. More on that in a second, as I say. And then coming over the page here, we're onto the funnel. So we've got all the baffle plates going inside. You can see we've got all the detail on them, got ladders on them. I've never seen those before in the funnels. Very, very nice. And then you've got the, that's that bridge that goes around the funnel there. At the base you can see it there. We've got the ladders and steps going in. All the little grab rails going around. And then we've got the little funnel pieces here on the tops. They're all in resin. And then we're going to build up the masts. So the mast is all in brass. So you've got this resin piece here, but the rest of it is all in brass rod. So that's going to be nice and strong. We've got our little 40cm searchlights. We've got those in resin as well. So So that's all nice. You have a hell of a lot of plastic parts left over after you've built this, if you get the DX version. Then we have this periscope tower going on here. We've already built that. That's getting added to the top here. And then we've got the superstructure, so it's telling us to remove all these ladders. And then we've actually got, it doesn't mention it here, but in the photo etch I will show you, you get little templates to drill through, and then you've got little photo etch ladders to go in there. So that's really nice. You get those in the advanced version as well. You can see them here on the photo etch sheet, but I don't believe they're mentioned. So if you do get the advanced version, bear in mind, oh come on. Oh, yes they do. They do tell you. I didn't think they did. Okay, sorry, my mistake. But yeah, you get those parts, and then you have little templates to drill through, and then you put those little parts in and bend them down. So yeah, very nice indeed. That's going to look a lot better. Or you can just leave the molded plastic ones on, whatever you prefer. And then here we've got some areas there with the railings around. I think these are for searchlights. And then we've got more railings going around there, and then grills, and adding all this to the superstructure. And you can see in here we've got all these all these photo etch plates going in, and they're the bases for the guns. That's what you don't get in the advanced kit. And then here you've got all these bits as well. You've got some more vents down there. They're resin, and you can see these funny looking railings going around here and everything. Very nice indeed. And then over the page here we've got the superstructure all done. Make note, you've got here the 120 or 150 centimeter searchlights. Okay, they're in plastic. All right, bear that in mind. Here we've got our ship's boats. Again, you don't get those in the Tamiya kit or the border kit, but you do in this one. And then you get all the extras as well to add all the resin and everything. And I've never seen this before in a Yamato kit. You actually get the block and tackle, so you can have the boat hanging as you would in real life out of there. So that's, you know, a lot of people say you can't display the boats on this ship. You can on this one. You got all the rails here for the boats to slide on. We've got all our metal bits to go in there. So as I say, make sure if you're getting one of these, the first job is to get in your instructions and start making notes, because you don't want to start gluing plastic together and then realise you had photo etch or resin for it. Because obviously in the instructions it's not called out. We've got a single mount machine gun there for the stern, only two of those on the stern at the back. We've got resin photo etch pieces going in there, all photo etch here, folding up a photo etch control room there, showing you what to remove. Okay, and then building up this structure here. This is the structure that supports the wing of the deck, but it also gives you the word I'm looking for, the gantry. That's the word I'm looking for. The gantry for the block and tackle to run along, so you can lower the boat into the water. Very nice. And then here we have, you can see we've got the flight deck being built up. We've got all the metal tracks on there for our aircraft. I believe these are part of the standard photo etch from the kit. So bear that in mind. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Here we've got the lifebuoy, and this here is the emergency rudder. Some people said it was the platform. I've since had documents sent to me to prove it's actually an emergency rudder, and they slung it up with ropes and stuff, and they actually used it as an emergency rudder. It's the same Bismarck didn't have one, isn't it? So here we have the boarding ladder in a collapsed state or in the raised state. We've got lifebuoys here going in there's kit parts. Got lifebuoys there going into their baskets. We've got these little lookout areas. Not sure where they're actually going. Does it say where they're actually going? I can't see them on here. There they are, little extensions, and I think they're for docking, aren't they? That's what the pilot would stand on to dock the ship. And then here we've got the swinging booms. So you obviously don't get those in the advanced kit or the standard kit. So you've got all the brass part, and then you've got all the photo etch hanging down off it, and you've got the mounting bracket there. So that's all going to be very, very fragile. And you can see you've got your boarding ladder down in here. Here's all the bits and pieces going on your barbettes. Lovely. And then here we have anchor chain, and then we have the crane. There's the ensign mast there. There's a little lookout area for docking there. I believe it was for docking anyway. And then here we've got the major base of the crane. That's all going to be folded up in photo etch, and then you're going to fold up the crane. And here you can see the back of the crane is raised up. On the original kits it was flat, and you couldn't turn the crane because that would hit the rear gun mounts. And then here we've got the that's how the crane is rigged and everything, with the cables. So showing you there. On here as well, you'll see on these instructions you have bend up and bend down, which is really nice. And then here we've got the catapult. This is a resin part going in. Got a photo etch pulley on the end. You're going to put that into there, fold it all up, and replace the big lump of plastic you get in the standard kit. And then here you've got the F1M2 Pete float plane, and here you've got the Aichi E13A Jake float plane. Now it's saying on here, this is something I've never heard before, Yamato 41 to 44 and then 45 for the Pete. Now I am led to believe that Yamato never carried the Pete. You pay your money, it takes your choice, you make your own mind up. And here, believe it or not, we've got resin interiors for the planes. Yes, we have resin cockpits, and we have photo etch canopy frames. Bear in mind, guys, these are 350th, they're absolutely tiny. So there you can see the aircraft built up with the frames on them. And then going over the page here, finally, we've got all the railings on here. I didn't see the railings being called out. I'm guessing they're called out. Nope, they got it here. Sorry, they do have the railings called out. So you've got the turrets here all called out. You've got the boarding ladder B. Boarding ladder A will be on the other side. So there's boarding ladder B there. You can see there. Okay. Sorry, boarding ladder B is there as well. So where's boarding ladder A? Not quite sure where boarding ladder A is. I'm sure that's boarding ladder A. Boarding ladder A. Yeah, boarding ladder A. There it is. Oh no, boarding ladder A is on the stern. Sorry, I'll shut my mouth. There's boarding ladder A. There's boarding ladder B. Right, okay. So, and you can see here we've got all the sandbags, and we've got photo etch blast shields around those guns as well. So all very, very nice. So that's basically what you're getting in the kit. As I say, there's a lot more. I mean, I could spend 3 hours on this video quite easily. As I say, you get a wooden deck, which is very nice. It's very thin. Unfortunately, the planks are all the same length, so you get this kind of staggered effect. They all look exactly the same, but it is nicely stained and everything. You may wish to paint it yourself, but there we go. Or you could stain it black for that certain period. We've got decals here, and we've got all the deck markings there, and the side in white. That was for the positions on the deck, so they could see where they were at night. We've got the hull, the displacement marks there for the hull, and then we've got all the decals there for the aircraft and our flags and everything there, so that's all very nice. And then the photo etch is in this lovely little sealed bag. Let's get this open and have a look inside, see what it looks like. So we can get all our photo etch out. So basically we have lots of photo etch, and this one here, this is sheet Z or Z, and this is the one you get with the standard kit. I'm just going to double check what I'm telling you to make sure I'm not lying. I'm sure it is, yes it is Z. So in the standard kit, this is what you get. So there's your standard photo etch. Alright, I'm going to turn the light off above because of the reflections, but there's your standard photo etch. So we've got all the tracks for the aircraft and the boats, and then here we've got the walkways, so you're going to put those down and then paint in between with linoleum paint, and then rub the paint off to expose the brass. We've got all our pulleys here, so we've got all our pulleys there. In fact, if I grab a piece of something black, let me find something black, hang on. Okay, great, so we've got a gallery airbrush box, which is a nice matte black colour, so that's nice to remember that, use these in future. Unfortunately, we have the plastic film on here, so it's quite reflective. I don't want to take it off. But you can see there, we have the caps, we have the reels there, the frames you fold up and put the plastic reel in the middle. What I don't remember, what we can have a quick look at, I'm sure that in this kit, yes, in the glow tubey, whatever manufacturer you want to choose, 1/200th kit. They've just got a spindly little bit on there that you've got to put your own ropes on. But in this one, they're actually giving you the ropes or whatever they are on there. So that's really good. So here you can see there's those tracks for the, I think they've got to be folded up. I think they're designed, yes, they're designed to be folded over. So you fold them over so they'll make one rail. You have to be careful to keep them really straight. I would much rather see them in stainless steel rather than brass, because it's a lot easier to keep them straight. So that's what you get in the standard kit. Okay, so here we have, I don't know if you can hear Dottie down there. So this is E, so let's go the right way through them. So this first sheet is A. Oh, the box is perfect. So you can see on here we've got all our railings and everything. So you're not getting railings in the standard kit basically, so you need to buy extra railings if you want to. You may as well just go for the advanced kit over the standard anyway. So there you go. There's your railings. We've got some, these are the frames to go around the guns, the main guns. And then here we've got some canopy frames for the aircraft, by the look of it. Is it or not? I'm not sure. You can see on there, I'll just show you round rather than try and tell you what it all is, because I'll get half of it wrong. And you can listen to Dottie snoring. She's playing a tune, isn't she? There we go. And then here's B. Okay, so there's B. So there's those circular, you can see on there they've got the treading on them, or the grip on them. It's actually got planking on there. So that's very nice indeed. And you've also got, here's the mounts for the guns here, which you don't get on the advanced kit. And then here we've got the frames that go up to build those gantries on the back end underneath the flight deck. Lots and lots of little bits of railings, and there's a lookout station there. Very, very nice indeed. And then here we have fret C, and this one is the same as in the advanced kit. So you've got, there's that's parts of the crane there, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what that is there. There's parts of the catapult, and then you've got all the internal baffling for the funnel. You've got the funnel tops, bits and pieces there. All very nice indeed. It's the trolleys for the aircraft by the look of it. I'm not quite sure what they are. I can't remember now. It seems daft, doesn't it? I can't remember what they are. But anyway. And then here we have, this is D. Again, this is specific to the DX kit. You can see we've got some ladders there. Tiny, tiny little rails there. There's all the framework to go around the bridge and everything. Grills. Little gun areas there with the blast shields. Or the splinter shields are called, aren't they? All to fold up. You'll have a lovely, beautiful scale. We've got aircraft propellers there. We've got canopies there. Gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. And then here we have, this is fret E. There's all those weird shaped railings that run around all the guns. And various bits and pieces. There's gun mounts there for the stern. There's some pulleys there for your catapults. There's some walkways with railings on them there. Gun sights. I'm not even sure you're going to use those because you've got resin guns, haven't you? But all in all, beautifully done. It's all very thin, and as you can see, it's all very, very clean as well. But it is all brass. There's no stainless steel, so you have to make sure you keep things straight. And as I said earlier, here is these are all those little rungs for your ladders and stuff. and then you can see there below is the templates that you can just drill through. So just sellotape those on, drill through the sellotape, 0.3 whatever, and then you can insert these. You can set the depth on the drill. What I often do if you want to set a depth on a drill is take the drill. In fact, I can show you one I've done here. Here it is. I thought I'd lost it then. You can see here this is a 0.5 drill, and basically what I've done is got a piece of plastic tube on there, so that is set so I can't go deeper than 0.5. So that's the way that's been done. So you can do that with your drill, just go in until it stops. Obviously don't go using motor tools, and then you'll have the same depth on every hole, and when you put the ladder in they'll be nice and even. So there we go. We've got some doors there, so we can have the doors folded over, fold the door over and then have them open or shut. There we are. So that's all the photo etch you get in the DX kit. I'll put that box to one side. So our metal parts, as you can see here, we'll get the light back on. Our metal parts are very nice indeed. So you can see here we've got a load of mass parts there. Okay, so loads of finely turned brass. We've got some barrels here, they're 127mm. Yeah, I think they are. And then there's your 155s, I think. There's your main 460s, aluminium, open on the ends as well. And then here we've got the bollards, or whatever you call them. We've got some more there. They call them bits, don't they, in this kit? Makes you wonder if there's a link with Pontos, because all their terminology is the same as Pontos, bits and scribed parts and stuff like that. There's some more there, there's some more bits. And then we've got some more gun barrels here. Tiny little things. Absolutely minuscule. So there's all our turned metal parts. And then the resin, as I say, if you want to see all the resin, go to the video I've linked below, which is called the extra resin set or whatever, words to that effect. And then if you do get the DX kit, you're going to get these bits over and above what I've shown you in the instructions. So remember I showed you all of this resin here. Okay, so all of this resin here is what you get. But on top of that, you also get these two frets here. Now, this one, okay, this one has, if you look on it, it's got a couple of winches here. Okay, so there's 4 winches. I don't know where they're going to go. We've got, I think that's some navigation lights there, and there's some tiny little bits there. I'm not exactly sure what they are. And then we've got all of these, you can see them there, they're like the binoculars on a stand, and there's all the different angles. Some have got seats, some haven't, but they're all the lookout areas. Now you normally would use plastic for those in the kit, but they're giving you all of these as extra. And then down the back here you can see there's 2 rows of really tiny little funnels. Now I'm not sure what they're for, but it will all become apparent when you start the build. So familiarise yourself with these parts, and then when you start to see them being caught up in plastic, you can think, I don't need to use that. I've got 3D printed parts I can use. So they are very nice indeed, but extremely fragile, so be very, very careful with them. She actually had to send me a spare because of one of these. I think it was this one. It looked like somebody had picked it up like that and put it in the bag. And it was unfortunate because the parts had got broken off. They probably would have been fine, but they weren't in the bag, so they probably got done in the factory. So I guess they're doing this, you know, thousands a day. It's easier to get the odd one messed up, isn't it? But I must say the replacement came through immediately. So their customer service at Very Far, I believe, is very good. They're very very understanding company. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paravanes, and I think we only need 2. So you have some lovely ones there for your spares box. Now if you remember, I said earlier you've got those 150cm spotlights. You've got these in 3D printed resin now. You don't need to use the plastic ones. And also, like I showed you in the instructions, back here. In fact, I better not put anything on top of there. Back here, if you remember, I showed you in here, you were building up the, where was it? Somewhere in here you were building up the 60cm searchlights. It was in here somewhere, I know it was. Where's that gone then? There was somewhere in here you were building up 60cm searchlights, if you remember, and now you don't have to, because basically in the kit, so in the kit, in the resin, you've got the searchlight, the 60cm searchlight, part A and part B. Basically that's the searchlight itself without the grill, and part B is the stand, and then you have a photo etch grill and a photo etch wheel on the side. Whereas when you get this kit now, you've got this extra resin in here, and you've got those little 60cm searchlights already printed with the wheel and the stand and the grill. And you can see here you've got your 150cm searchlights with all the grills on them, on the stands, ready to just plonk on. So yeah, lovely, aren't they? Very nice indeed. So there we go. So that's all like extras over the extras. So that's a really nice little thing to have. So as I say, you're going to have spares upon spares upon spares for your spares box, but you're even going to have spare resin parts. Like I said, there's 5 paravanes there. I believe Yamato only carried 2, so you're going to have 3 spares, I think. And then you'll also have, you've got resin searchlights that you're not going to use that you can keep for another kit or whatever, which will probably come in handy, because I am expecting in the post imminently Takao. So really looking forward to that. They're going to send it to me. I think I'm going to be the first in the UK to review it, I think. I'm not sure. Looks like a lovely looking ship. I love these Japanese, the IJN ships with the bow and everything. I think they're beautiful. So yeah, we'll get our hands on that one and perhaps do a quick build of it. But anyway, there we go. So basically, guys, that's that. Now, when I got this, these extra resin parts came in this plastic box. So I don't know if they always will or whatever. I don't know. I think Verifier, as I say, are constantly changing, constantly improving, constantly upgrading, and you know, and it's all for the better. They're not skimping on anything. Everything is getting better, so it's brilliant, really, really brilliant. I think they're going to go a long way. So so yeah, as I said earlier, get on the Tiger Hobbies website. You won't see the DX kit listed there because they're all sold out to his retailers. So if you want to get the DX kit, go and pre-order from one of his retailers, of which one of them is Rob over at Brooks Models. Now, if you go to brooksmodels.com, okay, that's BROOKS models.com, I believe, I'm not sure if he's got them on the website yet, but I believe Rob is going to get a couple of these in. So if he is, you'll be able to order them and use my code. So let's see what happens there. But anyway, you can go and pre-order it somewhere else. You can put your name down for to show an interest in the advanced kit, which is, for me, a no-brainer. And like I said in my intro when I was talking to you face-to-face, the $149.95 price is not going to stay. The next batch will be more expensive, and that's nothing to do with exchange rates. That's to do with they made a mistake on the price. It was too cheap. And when you compare that kit to the border model, it's an absolute and utter no-brainer. Okay, like I say, all you're getting is a few brass parts you're not getting. Okay, which is basically those bits. All right, and a couple of bits of the mast. So that's that. There's a few bits of photo etch you're not getting, some of the floor plates and that around the guns, and that's it. So really, the advanced kit is a no-brainer. Okay, so anyway, thank you for watching. Any questions, pop them down below. Any links you want to anything, just ask and I'll provide, and we'll go from there. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.